Oh, shit.
Well, who's that? Who's this, Jeff?
It's our good friend Hammond, who was apparently is not a monkey or a gorilla, but a adorable murder hamster.
This is, yeah, okay, so this is the new character in Overwatch. This is Hero 28.
Yes.
And you are messing around with it here in the training mode. Let's talk about the basics of Hammond, but very quickly, let's take care of the Hammond lore. This character was not what people were expecting.
Yeah, so for a really long time, the teases that Blizzard was doing led people to believe that Hammond was going to be this other, genetically engineered intelligent ape, a lot like Winston.
Yeah.
And people thought it was going to be like just a smaller ape because a lot of the lore was saying, oh, it's a smaller subject and it's crawling between the vents.
Yeah.
And now in hindsight, all the things seem to have pointed to it being a hamster instead.
Yeah, so Hammond is intelligent. Hammond does not talk. When you do the emotes, a robot talks for them.
Yeah, which is kind of cute.
But let's get into the actually how the character works. You were telling me it feels sort of like a mix between like Diva and Doomfist.
Yeah, so Hammond is a tank character. So you can see like if you do that, if we do the emote, you can see it's a giant robo spider ball. So Hammond's main attack is these sort of Gatling guns, but unlike Diva's, they're very focused. So it's actually kind of easy to do headshots with it, unlike Diva, which will never happen with her.
Yeah, I was watching you get some decent damage from a distance with Hammond, but it seems like they've sort of balanced it out with a rather small clip capacity. You blow through that clip in just about 2 seconds, 2 or 3 seconds. Does it feel meaty? Does it feel like that's going to be something you're going to be getting kills with, or does that feel like you're just going to be popping off harass from a distance?
So I mean, a bit. I think it's a better harassment tool. It's a more direct harassment tool. I think the thing that you want to do is kind of combo his skills, which again, that's what makes him feel a lot like Doomfist.
Yeah.
Doomfist's attacks separately aren't that great, but used in unison, it makes him a really kind of interesting character to play against. And we've been playing with Hammond for a couple of minutes now, and we're already, you were here watching me do some combos, laughing because the feeling of Hammond doesn't feel like any hero you've played as before, which is really interesting. So I guess the main thing to talk about first is this Hamster Ball, which is Hammond's movement ability.
Yeah, so this gets you around quite a bit faster than moving on foot. You can get a little hop in there, and you can stay in this form for as long as you want, but I believe you will still take damage if you want to hop in front of some projectiles here.
Yeah. Just get in front of these shoot boys. Yeah, and you actually don't, which is cool, you don't get knocked out of it.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're mounting or anything like you would in another game. That's just Hammond's movement ability. Of course, Hammond can't really do anything while he's in this ball form.
Right.
But I guess but what you can do is use that in unison with his other traversal ability, which is his alt fire, which is a grappling hook.
Yeah, so let's see the grappling hook out of the ball.
So it just kind of shoots, and when you start moving, you gain momentum, which you can use to damage other enemies.
Let's look at that shield ability, because that's another thing that you can pop pretty much at any point.
Yeah, so if you look at his health, there's a little shield icon, and it says 0 right now. But as I get near other enemies, it actually will increase the shield amount. So you can see it's around 2. So when I hit it, it takes me out of ball form, but I get a small shield. So you see that I was only one person, so I got a smaller shield. When you're around other characters, you get a much bigger shield, which is good because, like Diva, the whole point of a tank is to kind of get in and soak damage, but obviously a tank's gonna get piled on by other characters. So if you have someone in your face like a Genji or something, or a Brigitte, you can pop this shield if you're around them and get a little bit more out of that, which is really nice.
And yeah, that's really sort of encouraging this sort of harassment tank play, because you can't initiate that until you don't want to initiate that until you're close. So it's encouraging you to swing in, get as close to as many people as possible, and then pop the shield to make your escape. And you can switch right back into ball once you've initiated that shield, right?
Yeah, so once you do it, you can get right into it.
There you go. Yeah.
So it's good. So if you're getting away from a fight, it's really good. And you still have the shield while you're moving away, which really helps, I guess, give him a little bit more survivability. Again, he's like, I think Hammond is one of the only characters that has an additional move. So you can see right now it's disabled. It's the left control if you're playing on PC. So what happens is when you're in mid-air, if you hold left control, actually do this slam that does a considerable amount of damage, but also pops characters into the air. So it's a lot like the uppercut that Doomfist has. And it's a really good way to initiate, because he can come, you saw, like, he kind of comes out of nowhere in some cases, and that could be really good way to initiate fights. And like you were saying, if you do the pile driver into a group of enemies, they're all in the air, you can pop the shield just to give yourself a little bit more survivability, and makes him a pretty good initiator for team fights. Yeah, and there's all the other stuff too, like the way he can kind of control a point with its body. So if this were a point, you can kind of just keep swinging around.
Yeah.
And it makes him really, I mean, obviously you need to still hit stuff, but it's, again, he's this environmental hazard that you haven't seen much of. And I think the point behind Hammond that I haven't seen much of in this game, but you might have seen in other games like Team Fortress, is that there's not many people who do area of denial as much.
Yeah.
And that really leads into how powerful his ult can be. So his ultimate ability is basically a minefield, which feels a lot like the Demo Man in Team Fortress 2, but you can drop a bunch of them at a time. So what I was thinking is if you ever dropped into the middle of a fight and there's a bunch of people around you, you can just drop these landmines. And now they do take a second to activate, so it's not like an instant kill. But now you've completely locked down an area.
Yep.
And again, in control maps, this will probably be really powerful because I'm not sure if there's ways to get rid of them. You kind of have to just deal with it.
And let's talk about some of the other goofy shit that we were trying earlier.
So yeah, one of the things you asked me about was, you know, what if you're on a map like Nepal and you get booped off by a Lucio?
Or you're trying to run away from a Diva ult or something like that.
So if you're in a situation where you're a little scared, you can actually just pop off an edge here, grapple, kind of hang out for a bit, and then build some momentum like you're on a swing set and get right back into the action. Of course, it takes a little bit of time because you do have to build momentum. It's not a one, easy, but now you're back and you can get away from an ult. You can survive a boop or something like that. And it actually is really interesting. It's like you were saying too, it'd be a really cool way to defend a point that no one can see, and then Hammond can kind of pop out of nowhere and attack people, which is really fun. Yeah, I think the thing that's really cool with Hammond, he's so physics-based in a way, so you can really use that momentum to move around and do really fun stuff, like swing around, or like just do cool drops on people and just take out heroes really fast. Again, we've only been playing with him for a couple of minutes. I can't wait to see what actually really skilled players do with him, because he just has so many interesting options that I haven't seen from a tank character before. That's just going to make him a ball to watch, and I can't wait to see all the wacky replays.
A ball to watch, Jeffrey.
Oh, that was so unintentional.
And we got to end the video now.
Bye.
Bye.
What's up, everyone? This is Jeff from the Overwatch team.
Please clap.
Oh, hi, Mark.
This has all happened in a very short amount of time. Have you ever looked for a hotel online? Kept you waiting, huh? It's me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch!
Okay, that's all the time I've got. I gotta get back to playing Animal Crossing New Leaf on my Nintendo 3DS.